We've all heard it. Masturbation is a natural, healthy act. It's a normal part of human sexuality. We're told it's a stress reliever, a way to get to know our bodies. And hey, it's definitely better than bothering your cat with that feather wand again. But what if the narrative we've been sold is incomplete? What if, for many people, masturbation isn't all sunshine and roses? Recent research suggests that the afterglow of self-pleasure isn't always so rosy. It turns out that those feel-good chemicals released during the act don't always stick around for the after-party. In fact, for a significant number of people, the experience is followed by a wave of negative emotions. This isn't just a case of the post-nut clarity making us question our life choices. This is about a genuine disconnect between expectation and reality when it comes to masturbation. Many people report feeling a sense of emptiness or regret afterward. These feelings can sometimes lead to deeper emotional struggles affecting mental health. It's important to explore healthy ways to cope with stress and understand our bodies. Building strong social connections and engaging in fulfilling activities can provide the emotional support we need. Educating ourselves about the complexities of human sexuality can lead to a more balanced perspective. Ultimately, understanding the full picture helps us make informed choices that align with our well-being. Researchers at Nottingham Trent University decided to delve into the emotional aftermath of masturbation. They weren't expecting to uncover a hotbed of guilt and shame, but that's precisely what they found. Their study, published in the Journal of Sex and Marital Therapy, surveyed over 2,000 individuals about their experiences with self-pleasure. The findings were, to put it mildly, eye-opening.
The study revealed a side of masturbation that's often swept under the rug. It turns out that a significant portion of the population experiences negative emotions after engaging in self-gratification. This isn't just a case of a few bad apples spoiling the bunch. The numbers are significant enough to warrant attention.
Hold on to your hats, folks, because the statistics are about to get real. The Nottingham Trent University study found that 2/3 of men experienced negative emotions following masturbation. That's right, 2 out of every 3 guys felt something other than pure, unadulterated bliss post-climax.
And ladies, you're not off the hook either. The study found that half of all women reported experiencing negative emotions after self-pleasure. That's a whole lot of people feeling less than stellar after engaging in what's supposed to be a perfectly natural and enjoyable activity.
Clearly, something's not adding up here. It's time to address the elephant in the room, or rather, the rain cloud hovering over the bed.
So, what exactly are these negative emotions we keep hearing about? Well, my friends, let me introduce you to a little something called postcoital dysphoria, or PCD. PCD is a fancy way of saying post-sex blues, and it doesn't discriminate based on who or what you're getting busy with. It can strike after partnered sex, masturbation, or even just a particularly intense dream.
Symptoms of PCD can include a whole smorgasbord of unpleasantness, including sadness, anxiety, agitation, aggression, tearfulness, and a general sense of dissatisfaction. It's basically the emotional equivalent of stubbing your toe after a relaxing bath. Not exactly the recipe for a good time.
Section 5. Casual sex, commitment, and emotional fallout. The Nottingham Trent University study didn't just stop at masturbation. Oh no, these researchers were on a mission to uncover the truth about post-sex emotions in all their messy glory. They found that while PCD can occur after any type of sexual activity, it's more commonly reported after casual sex, especially among women.
This suggests that the emotional context surrounding sex can play a significant role in how we feel afterward. It seems that when it comes to dodging the post-sex blues, commitment might actually be the key. Who knew that something other than fear of STDs could make casual sex less appealing?
Section 6. Society's role in sexual shame. Let's be real, folks. This is a topic that affects everyone, whether we realize it or not. We live in a society that loves to sexualize everything, from advertisements to movies and even social media. Yet, despite this constant bombardment of sexual imagery, we can't seem to talk about sex openly and honestly. It's like there's an invisible barrier that prevents us from having these crucial conversations. This creates a breeding ground for shame and guilt, emotions that can be incredibly damaging to our mental health and well-being. This is especially true when it comes to masturbation, a natural and healthy part of human sexuality that is often shrouded in secrecy and taboo, we're bombarded with conflicting messages about what's acceptable and what's not. One moment, we're encouraged to explore our desires, and the next, we're shamed for doing so.
On one hand, we're told to embrace our sexuality, to be confident and unashamed. But on the other hand, we're made to feel ashamed for enjoying it, as if there's something inherently wrong with us. It's no wonder so many people are left feeling confused and conflicted. This internal struggle can lead to a lot of emotional turmoil and self-doubt. This culture of silence only perpetuates the stigma surrounding masturbation and makes it harder for people to seek help if they're struggling. We need to break this cycle and start having open, honest conversations about sexuality.
Section 7. Normalizing a natural act. So, how do we fix this mess? Well, for starters, we need to start talking about masturbation. And I don't mean whispering about it in hushed tones or making awkward jokes. We need to have open, honest conversations about the realities of self-pleasure, both the good and the bad. We need to normalize the fact that masturbation is a normal part of human sexuality, and that it's okay to enjoy it. By removing the shame and secrecy surrounding masturbation, we can create a space where people feel comfortable seeking help if they're experiencing negative emotions after engaging in it. Section 8. The study's limitations. Now, before we all go throwing our hands up in despair, it's important to acknowledge that the Nottingham Trent University study wasn't perfect.
For one thing, the sample size, while not insignificant, wasn't exactly massive. And like many studies that delve into the murky waters of human sexuality, it relied on self-reporting, which, let's face it, isn't always the most reliable method of data collection.
So while the study's findings are certainly thought-provoking, they shouldn't be taken as gospel. More research is needed to fully understand the complex relationship between masturbation and mental health. Section 9. The perils of excess. While occasional post-masturbation blues might not be a cause for concern, excessive masturbation is a whole other ballgame.
We're talking about the kind of self-gratification that starts to interfere with your daily life, your relationships, and your overall well-being. This level of indulgence can lead to a whole host of problems, both physical and mental. On the physical side, excessive masturbation can lead to erectile dysfunction, particularly in men. It's like the old saying goes, if you don't use it, you lose it. Well, in this case, if you use it too much, you might also lose it.
Section 10. A call for openness and understanding. The findings of the Nottingham Trent University study, while limited in some respects, highlight the need for greater openness and understanding when it comes to masturbation and its impact on mental health. The study suggests that while many people find it a normal and healthy part of their lives, others may experience feelings of guilt, shame, or anxiety.
We need to move away from the simplistic narrative that masturbation is always harmless and beneficial. It's important to recognize that individual experiences vary widely and acknowledge that for some people, it can be a source of negative emotions. These emotions can stem from personal beliefs, cultural backgrounds, or even past experiences. This isn't about shaming anyone or discouraging self-pleasure. Rather, it's about understanding the complexities involved and being empathetic towards those who might struggle with it. It's about promoting honest conversations and creating a space where people feel comfortable seeking help if they need it. Open dialogue can lead to better mental health outcomes and reduce the stigma associated with masturbation. We need to remember that everyone's experience with masturbation is different. What works for one person might not work for another, and that's perfectly okay. What's pleasurable for one person might be distressing for another. By fostering an environment of openness and understanding, we can support each other in navigating these personal experiences.
Section 11. Breaking down barriers. Building a healthier future. By breaking down the barriers of shame and stigma surrounding masturbation, we can create a healthier and more open-minded society, one where people feel empowered to explore their sexuality without fear of judgment. It's time to ditch the outdated notions of what's normal and what's not, and embrace the full spectrum of human sexual experience. Let's work towards a future where masturbation is no longer a taboo topic, but rather a subject that can be discussed openly, honestly, and without shame. After all, a little self-love shouldn't have to come at the cost of our mental